What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about NIO and how they are planning on announcing a brand new vehicle in the near future. So we saw them announce their ET7 at NIO Day, and now we have some insight on the next vehicle that NIO is going to be putting out to the market. We're also going to go over a brand new battery partnership that NIO has received, and briefly touch on the overall semiconductor shortage and a new JP Morgan price target. So before we get into all of that information, if you guys would like to earn 2 free stocks with Webull, valued up to $1,850, Webull's the brokerage that you guys see me use on screen in all of my videos. I really like it, and if you guys are interested and want to help and support the channel, definitely go check out that link down below. And if you guys enjoyed the information and analysis that I provide for you in these videos, make sure you go down and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So at the current time that I am recording this video, NIO closed the day up 5.74%, and in the after hours trading period went up another 42 cents, an additional 1.12%. Now we've seen NIO in a pretty steep downtrend over the past couple of days, and this was a nice reversal for NIO. So we were really seeing a lot of weakness, and we finally saw a very significant bounce in the EV market today. Now, when we come over to the option chain for NIO, I have noticed a bit of unusual options activity for the weeks coming up. So this is going to be the expiration date that expires in 2 weeks, the April 16th, 2021. Now, when we look at these 40s, these are pretty close to the money, so they should have a pretty high open interest. The open interest is essentially the amount of contracts that people are holding in their brokerage accounts at the current time, because the basic definition of open interest is like the amount of contracts that are out in the market that are not exercised or closed. And we can see that the volume on these contracts today was absolutely insane at almost 11,000. Now, when we scroll down a little bit further, these 45s are pretty deep out of the money for NIO with this short time frame, and these have an open interest of 33,904 contracts. So the volume on these was also pretty high. Going out a little bit further, we can see that these super deep out of the money ones also have a super high open interest. Now that may be redundant, but what's important about this is that if you look at the puts, there's really nothing on here that jumps out at me. Yes, we do have a 15,000 open interest on these 35s, but this is still very close to the money. So now essentially what this options chain is telling me, and what it should be telling you as well, is that options traders are extremely bullish on NIO in a very big way. There are a lot of open contracts on this call portion of the options chain, so they're very bullish on the NIO share price going into the next 2 weeks. Now here's a reason why they might be so bullish. Now think about what date it is. We're coming to the end of March, and what happens at the end of every month for NIO. So we're going to get their delivery numbers for March within the next 7 days. So it could come towards the end of this week or towards the beginning or middle of next week. So if NIO is able to beat expectations for delivery numbers, we could see the share price of NIO skyrocket like we've seen before. Now, a lot of these different analysts have downgraded the guidance for what NIO is going to be able to deliver in the month of March and for the first quarter of 2021 as well. But since this semiconductor shortage, we haven't really heard a lot about it from NIO having a very substantial effect. We've only seen them have to shut down towards the end of March. So I don't think that this semiconductor shortage is really going to play a big factor in the March delivery numbers, which means that if I am correct in that this semiconductor shortage has not been affecting NIO like a lot of people think it has, NIO could still come out and massively beat the amount of delivery numbers that all of the analysts and NIO itself has set out for the company, which would be very bullish for the share price going forward. And as I've said before, in all of my other electric vehicle videos, the delivery numbers are very important, and it is a good way to kind of track the revenue that is coming in for the company, but it is not the end-all be-all when trying to figure out a valuation for these electric vehicle companies. A lot of it has to do with the potential revenue in the future and the technology that they are putting in the cars today and the expected technology that they are expected to develop in the future. So nothing I say in these videos is financial advice. These are for educational and entertainment purposes only, but I do still think that NIO is trading at a significant discount. I've said in the past that any price below 35 on NIO is a great buying opportunity, and we've seen NIO bounce off these lows recently of 34 and come back up above this $35 price mark. Now, we have seen NIO dip a little bit lower into the $31 range, so if you guys were able to buy the dip on NIO recently, congratulations. You are still sitting at a slight gain, and I do think that there is still a lot of opportunity coming in the market to buy NIO. I do think we are going to see some turbulence and volatility coming in the next year, but still, in the electric vehicle market, I think NIO is going to be a very significant player. So let's get into this new NIO vehicle. So coming over here, we can see that NIO registered the EF9 trademark for high-end MPV model. What MPV stands for is multi-purpose vehicle, which is more geared towards families. So these vehicles are going to have more seats. And I'm going to show you guys a couple of examples of these a little bit later in this video. So according to this article, we learned from the trademark announcement of the State Intellectual Property Office that NIO has registered a brand new model trademark, the EF9. According to the previous NIO product plan, the NIO EF9 may be a pure electric MPV model and is expected to be positioned in the high-end market. Now, if you guys have seen a couple of my other NIO vehicles, NIO's CFO has actually come out and said that they are working towards getting into the mass market with creating lower-priced vehicles. So we are going to see the EF9 in the high-end market. So this isn't the mass-marketed vehicle yet. So in August 2018, NIO revealed its new product plan in the IPO prospectus. At the time, it planned 5 new models, including the NIO ES3, which is positioned as a compact SUV, the NIO ET5, which is positioned as a crossover coupe, and the positioning car, the NIO ET3 and ET7, and the NIO EF9, which is positioned as an MPV model. The trademark EF9 registered this time corresponds exactly to the MPV products among them. So I think this is a bit of a translation. The article is a little bit difficult to read. It doesn't really make a lot of grammatical sense, but judging from the car name law of NIO, the larger the number, the higher the level, and the 9 should represent the high-end or flagship model, such as the EP9, which is positioned as a top supercar. Therefore, the rival of NIO EF9 is expected to be the Toyota Alpha, which is seen over here. We can see that this is the vehicle, and then coming back over here, or the Lexus LM. So this is what the Lexus LM looks like. So these kind of look like an electric modified Sprinter van. Now, they're not the most visually appealing vehicle, but if NIO sees a market for actually making these products, they're not going to just build a bunch of these if they don't think that customers are going to buy them. So now let's get into the next piece of news that we have for NIO, and this is going to be the new battery and charging infrastructure partnership. So NIO signs deal with German retail giant on charging infrastructure partnership. Now, what you guys may be thinking is that this is massive news for the European market and how NIO is going to get its charging stations and battery swapping stations out there, but that's not really the case. So let's take a look at what this article exactly says. So Chinese electric vehicle maker NIO announced Monday that it has signed a strategic partnership with the China arm of German retail giant Metro to work together on building charging stations and battery swap stations. Big news. We've seen NIO get into the Beijing market, and they are partnering up with Sinopec. According to the agreement, the two companies will deepen cooperation in charging and battery swap infrastructure construction, and NIO will build charging stations and battery swap stations in some malls of Metro China. This is big. So both parties will further promote the integration of platforms, resources, marketing, and online operation to provide users with a convenient way to replenish energy. So NIO has come out and said, and I've said this a lot, that they want to put up 500 battery swapping stations in China in 2021. We have now seen 3 deals that NIO has engaged in that could yield many more battery swapping stations, not only exceeding the expectation for 2021, but every single year after. So we've seen this Sinopec partnership, and I've given out the numbers that if NIO is able to even get their battery swapping stations at just 5 to 10% of the Sinopec gas stations, so Sinopec has about 30,000 gas stations in China, they would be able to put out 1,500 to 3,000 battery swapping stations on just that one partnership. And to give you guys some more insight into just how big this one specific deal could be, coming down here to date, Metro has opened 97 shopping malls in 60 cities in China, employing over 11,000 people and serving 17 million customers. This is a big deal. And when NIO and such a massive shopping mall conglomerate like Metro are partnering up together, this is going to yield some very big things for NIO, their battery charging stations and battery swapping stations in the near future. Now let's take a look at this JP Morgan report. So when we come over here, we can see this is going to be Asia Pacific Equity Research, and this was on March 28th. The price that they have at the current time for NIO was $36.13. We've seen it has rallied since after the release of all of this news and a brand new significant price target. So we can see that the price target is going to be $70 a share, and the price target end date is going to be December 31st, 2021. And if we go back and look at the chart of NIO, this is almost a double in share price at the current time. Now, taking a look, this article in this research report just goes over essentially where NIO is as a company and goes over the essentially the semiconductor shortage and how they really don't think it's going to be that big of a deal in the long term. But they have downgraded their actual estimate for how many NIO vehicle deliveries there's going to be in the first quarter of 2021. The original estimate was 20,000 to 20,500, and now the estimates are sitting at about 19,500. So this first quarter of NIO is going to set the stage for the rest of the year, and assuming in determining how much this semiconductor shortage is going to be affecting NIO's deliveries in 2021, it's going to give us a great indication on where the share price of NIO is going to go throughout the rest of this year. So that is going to wrap up this update on NIO. Again, if you guys would like to earn those 2 free stocks with Webull, valued up to $1,850, this also helps out the channel a lot because when you guys sign up and get those 2 free stocks, I also get a free stock as well. And if you guys enjoyed the information and analysis that I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to see more videos like this, and make sure you're never late and are up to date on all of the new news, on all of the stocks that you guys are invested in, make sure you hit that notification bell as well. So I hope you guys are having a really profitable day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.